Welcome back to Your Caribou Data Science Brazil. Today is this is the evening of Tuesday, October the 5th here in the U.S. That's time for your daily COVID-19 analysis. First of all, we need to let's just do the math first, shall we? Let's see exactly what's going on with the math situation. Because what we're doing over here, I'm tracking the number of views. Okay, I'm tracking the number of views. Unfortunately, I'm not tracking the number of likes because there's not enough likes, but I am tracking the number of views. So let's just take this. Copy this, put this right here, and we can get rid of these first two. Oops. Do move. And we can get rid of these numbers right here. Cancel. Where's my delete button? There we go. Okay, so we can start up here with the US. So, where are all my viewers? Where are all my people at here? Sweden, 6. 28. This is interesting. Spain, 0. And 0. What about Portugal? Portugal had 1 from you younger folks. And 2. What about Ohio? 1 for Ohio. Well, this isn't a good day for and 0. I certainly hope Israel can pick up the slack a little bit. Okay, 11 and 18. Portugal, Israel, Brazil, 6. And 4. All right. Okie dokie now. So we just come down here, we just say 2021-110-05. Copy this. Copy it all the way down to there. And save this. Okay. Okay, Brazil. Well, you know what? You actually have one of the highest number of, well, that's not true. Yeah. Well, you're the 1, 2. So here's what it is. Here's what it is. Brazil, you have the third most views yesterday for the 5th, for yesterday, which is the 4th. Okay? We have some people here with no numbers whatsoever. 60% of your views were from younger folks. 30 in the case of Israel, 37% were younger folks. Okay, so that's not bad. I'll take 10 total views and 6 for younger folks and 6 for older folks anytime, any place. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick this off. Before we get started, I want to point out that if you look in the description below, there's 2 links I want to bring to your attention. First of all, I want you to see that the link for Twitch at 8 p.m. this evening, Sunday to Friday. I do a live Twitch stream, which live it's all data analytics related. A lot of our programming, maybe a little Tabula, maybe even a little WordPress, but certainly lots of our programming, okay? So we can see here, Brazil. And the second link is the link to my Twitter account. I'd appreciate if you go in the description, click on that Twitter link, and follow me on Twitter, okay? So what you can see here, Brazil, is that you currently have 21, is this right? 21, yeah, 21, 21.5 million cases. And let's just say, boy, 600,000 deaths. And what we can see here is your cases for this year have already passed cases for last year, double the number. So the question we have to ask ourselves is how many of these people who are vaccinated? Because what we want to remember about the vaccine is that it will not keep you from getting COVID-19. Okay? It won't keep you from getting COVID-19. What do we do? It'll reduce the severity of the disease. And by reducing the severity of the disease, okay, excuse me, I just finished this chocolate milk strip from Culver's, okay? All right, so here we go. Deaths deaths have doubled the deaths from last year, so over 400,000 deaths for this year. Again, how many of these people were vaccinated? Of course, the distribution of these deaths is also really important. Okay, so what you can see here, your your deaths had a steady increase, but it wasn't nearly as steep as a lot of countries. Okay, but again, it began increasing in July, peaked somewhere in March, and now you've had a declining pattern in COVID-19 cases for 2021. Okay, but you can see this was pretty level. So you probably picked up a lot of cases up in here. Then you come down here, you can see that you for October the 4th, you had 10,425 cases in a single day, with an average case of 17,060 cases per day. And we look at deaths, you know, you had this. Your increase is longer because most countries had a much steeper increase up to January, but yours kind of like kind of moved sideways a little bit. Then it spiked at on April 8th at 4,249 deaths. But on October the 4th, that number had fallen down to 204 deaths for a single day, with an average number of daily deaths of 542 deaths. Okay. What about weekly numbers? You can see this sort of pattern here. Okay. You can see somewhere around July, which is actually when your numbers started, your cases started to decline. And outside of that, you had this long uh, increase all the way up to probably sometime almost in July. Now, since July, you've seen your cases begin to fall. Okay, which explains why you've had so many cases this year. Okay, and again for deaths, you can see this number right here. Okay, you can see this number right here, and since about maybe December of 2020, your deaths began to climb. Okay, but then about I don't know what 40. What was it over here? I don't know. If this is January and this is February, so this must be sometime around March or something like that. I'm thinking halfway through the year, maybe March. You begin to see your deaths declining, but the question still remains: how many of these people here who died were vaccinated? How many people up here? How many people up here had COVID were vaccinated also? And what about cases? Well, you can see here. This is good news. You're riding a 3-month decline in cases, okay, which is great news, and you're riding a 5-month decline in deaths. So So the thing should start. The U.S. deaths from COVID-19 surpassed 2020 total and more. Well, how can that be? We've been aggressively vaccinating people. How can 2021's deaths pass 2020 when everybody with the shoot? Well, the answer is, my friends. Of course, I'm being a little sarcastic. The answer is this. This is the question no one wants to ask or answer. How do you explain we had more deaths in the U.S. in 2021 to 2020 with all the people that's been vaccinated? I mean, isn't the vaccine supposed to keep us from getting COVID-19? No, it's not. Okay, I know I'm repeating myself, but this needs to be repeated. The vaccine does not keep us from getting COVID-19. It will reduce the chances of dying, and that's the question. Has the vaccine reduced the number of deaths? Okay. At what point did we reach the tipping point in our vaccination percentage? That's the point. So we talk about, well, hey, over 50% of the population is one shot. Well, the one shot isn't enough, apparently, unless you're getting the one shot regime. One of two isn't enough. Batting 500 with vaccinations isn't enough. So at some point, someone's got to say, well, why are cases going up? Well, because the vaccine doesn't keep us from getting COVID-19. But of course, the news media doesn't want to talk about that part of the problem. Okay, so you just want to report for the most part. I actually did see some positive news. I think it was yesterday about COVID-19 in America. I was shocked that this news service actually said some actually presented some positive news, and I mean seriously positive news about COVID-19 in America over the last say 6 months. Okay, but again, once again, the same liberal dribble. Oh my gosh, oh gosh, oh we're all going to hell in a handbasket. We're all going to die of COVID-19. Cases are going up. Well, yeah. So then, what's the point of taking the vaccine if it isn't going to reduce the number of cases? And there's no guarantee that even if you're vaccinated, you won't die from COVID-19. Because I can guarantee you there are people who die from COVID-19 who were vaccinated, particularly if they're in a higher risk group, say over 65. Okay. Anyway, that's sorry about the little rant there. I gotta quit watching the news. That's all there is to it. So anyway, Brazil, that does conclude your report for today. And thanks so much for stopping by. And again, thanks so much for the 10 views yesterday. And of course, before I let you go, just a reminder, um, come back at 8 p.m. on Twitch, and we'll be talking about all things data analytic related. Also, be sure to, in the description, be sure to click on that Twitter link and follow me on Twitter. I got one follower so far. Who wants to be the second follower tonight? Okay. Thanks so much, Brazil. We'll catch you tomorrow with an updated report.